Hey world, it's your host Marshall. Thanks for tuning into my podcast, Run On Thoughts. Here we talk about everything and nothing because we are not afraid to be all of ourselves even as we evolve. And that's my thought for my fellow thought thinkers as we unpack our traumas, past hurts, and other BS. Y'all ready? Let's go. Hey thought thinkers, we're back at it again for another episode of Run On Thoughts. I am excited to be here and you guys know the routine. Before I get started, I want to stand in a place of gratitude. And I want to thank anyone who is listening for the very first time. I want to thank all of those who have been on this journey with me since the very beginning. You are helping me, and I hope and I pray that I am helping you to unpack, unlearn, repurpose, return to who you really are. That is the goal. With that, I welcome you to go to runONthoughts.com to listen, to subscribe, to become a thought thinker, to share all of the things, or you are welcome to go to your favorite podcast site and listen from there. But what I really want for you guys, I really want us all to heal. And with that, today's episode, healing or hiding. Are you healing or hiding? Are you existing in the illusion of comfort? So many of us come from environments where we have been trained and indoctrinated to hide our pain, to act like it does not exist, to just keep going, to keep secrets, to be the secret keeper, to unsee. And I am telling you that all of these things are hurting us. We are all hurting. We are all in pain. And that's why so many of you just listen. You listen and you think that it's going to magically happen like Lucky Charms. And the truth is, it is not going to magically happen. You have to leave these conversations and you have to do the work. Bless you all for listening. I am grateful that you listen, but you have to do the work. I am trying this season to reiterate the purpose. The purpose is not just in the listening. The purpose is in you doing the work. The purpose is in you being able to cultivate the life you really want. And the only way to cultivate the life you really want is that you're going to have to be comfortable getting uncomfortable. You cannot just wish it away or want it away. Yes, words are powerful. Affirmation is powerful. Faith is powerful. Prayer is powerful. Whatever you believe in is powerful. But you still have to connect to the source that is connected to actual work. You have to do the work. And if you want to heal, if you want to break the illusion of comfort, you have to be willing to do the work. What does it mean to really heal? Healing is a journey. And guys, it is a lifelong journey. The journey is life. Healing simply looks like being willing to be uncomfortable and opening up that scary monster, looking underneath the bed for the monster, opening up the closet for the monster, going through hell of your traumas, of your past, of all the things that you've tried to act like ain't wrong. It's wrong. How do you know it's wrong? You feel it in your gut. You feel it in your soul, right? No matter how many times you try to bury your pain or you try to suppress your trauma, it comes out. It seeps out through the cracks in your life. I want you guys to know something. I know people often think that I am judgmental, but I am not judgmental because I recognize something that many people do not recognize. And that is that everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has a story to tell. And that story that they are telling, we can see it through their life if you are paying attention. I know people think I am nosy, but usually I am looking through and past the story to the beginning of the story. I don't have no special powers except to put together, right, the patterns. And I am able to see the patterns. Someone who is always angry, someone who keeps repeating the same pattern. If whatever we are doing that we can see, it comes from somewhere. Someone who is constantly begging for love, or even those who are constantly nurturing or taking care of other people, or constantly in fights, whatever we are, or constantly thinking about money, or don't want to be poor, or don't want to be rich, whatever it is, it usually comes from a place of your real truth. And oftentimes it is the truth that we are unwilling to say out loud. But I am telling you that you are not hiding under the rug. You are not hiding. The rug is lumpy. You might as well lift up the rug and clean out the trauma. Because you deserve you. You deserve you right now. You've built this identity around pain in order to survive. And I get it. I get it because I have done it. I am independent. I am super independent. And I recognize that it is built from my trauma. I recognize that I do not like to depend on people because I have been let down. I have been thrown around and sent from here and there. And because of that, I ultimately depend on myself. Should I be able to trust others? Of course. And I do. There are a few people that I trust. It is also why I believe in curating the life you want, curating the family that you want. Because there are so many things in this life that we don't get to control. But we do get to control who we allow into our circle. And you get to decide how big or how small that circle is going to be. Don't let the world keep lying to you. It's using you. It's using up your light. It's using up your energy. Right? It needs you to be unhealthy so that it can extract your light from you. And I am telling you that you exist in the light. It is okay to be kind. Nice simply means people pleaser. I do not want you to be a people pleaser. I want you to honor yourself first. And sometimes in honoring yourself, you're going to let other people down, and that is okay, especially when the people that you might be letting down have already let you down. It is okay to experience the consequences of life. Do you see some of the shit going on with adults and even our children? It's because they are being coddled and they are not existing and living and learning how to live and accept the consequences. It is okay to have consequences. It is okay to sit in your shit. How do you become accountable? I can't be accountable for you. Accountability sometimes is uncomfortable. And that is okay. It builds character, but even greater sometimes in character is it builds strength. It builds integrity. It builds honor. All of these things is what it is building. But in order to get there, you have to give up the illusion of comfort. You have to detach the identity that you've made around all of this pain in your survival. Survival is not living. It is just existing, right? Oh, God. Whew. Guys, I'm quiet because I have had a full life of survival. Half of it was survival. And this other half has been living. And I'm never going back to just survival. I am going to enjoy living. And in living, it does not mean that you are not going to experience trials or pain or suffering, but it means that I am making the choice not to allow the pain or the suffering or the trials to take me away from me. Does that make sense to you guys? Sometimes some of the pain that some of you guys are living in isn't just your pain, right? You are existing in what is socially acceptable by way of staying comfortable in the dysfunction. And I am here to tell you repeatedly that what is socially acceptable is not your motherfucking problem. How many times do I have to tell you guys that I am considered weird? What the fuck is weird about me? That I don't cater or care what other people think of me? There are people who are decorating their homes based on trends, based on what other people like. You walk into their home and it has no identity. There are people wearing clothes that they do not like simply because they care of what other people are going to say to them. There are people living a full life based on the acceptable, based on being accepted by other people. Get the fuck out of here. Why is that not weird? Why is not standing 10 toes down in who you are? The world is suffering and upside down because so many of you need to be validated by others. Validated by people who ain't happy. Now that's weird to me. Thinking that you are alone, we are humans. We are sharing a human experience. And that means that as a human, because we are fallible, we all have sinned. We all are hurting. We all have pain. But we don't have to let the weeds of pain run amok in our beautiful gardens that is life. I'm telling you guys that you get to make a choice. Who are you? Some of you don't even know you're scared, right? You are attached to the trauma. Your identity is attached to the trauma because the question, who do you become when you no longer telling the story of your suffering? Who are you when you are not the victim in the story? Who are you when you are taking accountability? Not for what others have done to you, but for your own healing. So many of us are giving other people power over our joy. You continuing to exist in pain is giving people power over your joy. Now make that shit make sense. And I don't want people to have power over your joy. I know that this emotional pain, I know that it becomes familiar. It's safe. It was safe for me to continue saying I have daddy issues. But the truth is, I didn't know no other thing to say. It never dawned on me until I was able to stand in my truth that daddy issues, that was a choice. My daddy had issues. His issues belonged to him. My mother had issues. I don't have mommy issues. My mommy's issues belong to my mother. And it was in the deciding to choose how I spoke to me, choosing how I honor myself, choosing how I affirm myself had power. Once I recognized that my mother and father had issues, I could take off the issues that I gave to myself. In saying that I have daddy issues, it means that I am unlovable, and because the person that should have loved me didn't love me. When the truth is, the person that didn't love me or loved me in limited capacity loved themselves at limited capacity or didn't love themselves. I am here, therefore I am worthy. And that is enough. No, guys, I'm serious. That is enough. You are here. You are worthy, therefore worthy of life and living and joy. But in order to do that, you must be willing to heal. You must be willing to look in the mirror and see the beauty, even in the mess. I don't want us to hide anymore. I don't. I want us to live. I want us to expect joy out of life. True healing often feels worse before it feels better. It's like cleaning. It's dirtiest before it's clean. You've pulled out all the things. It's like spring cleaning. I done cleaned out my closet and now I'm like, what the F did I do? All of these clothes are all over the floor. And I don't want to continue. It looks hard. But I keep on going. And you get through it. Piece by piece by piece. And before you know it, you're done and the closet is clean. That is what healing looks like. True healing looks worse before it feels better. It requires confronting emotional truths, disrupting harmful patterns, and taking new actions that feel unfamiliar, even wrong, because they're not rooted in your trauma response. I know it feels unhealthy. I know. But the truth is, you're unhealthy. Look at your life. It looks unhealthy. Something is not working. Something is not right. But you cannot keep just listening. You cannot keep just hoping. You can hope anything. That is the burden of hope, that you can hope for anything, but you have to do the work. You have to do the work. And you can't just listen here. Maybe some of you need therapy. Some of you may just need to look in the mirror and say, enough. It's time. You can't wait till you feel fine to get help. You're not going to feel fine until you do the work. Sometimes it's okay to sit with the guilt, to sit with the pain, instead of saying, yes, I'm just going to act like it didn't have it happen, right? And avoid the conflict. Stop avoiding shit. It doesn't go away. It piles on you. It piles in you. It breeds sickness. It breeds misery. It breeds judgment. It breeds all the things that you think are wrong with the world. You have power that you are not accessing. It is okay to stand and say, this is uncomfortable. And that's how you know you're growing. That's how you know that you are the rose growing through concrete. You see the glimmers of the leaves. You see your skin clearing up. You see your stomach not hurting as much, right? You see your nervous system being regulated. These are mental cues when you are tempted to retreat back to what was familiar. Because familiar doesn't mean right. What is normal to you doesn't mean that it is right. I know I say if you do it, it's normal. And it is normal. But normal also doesn't mean that it is right. And only you can tell yourself it is right. Or are you simply afraid of doing the work? Right? You need to come to terms with redefining safety for yourself from what it looks like from the outside. Comfort isn't the same as safety, especially if your comfort is rooted in the dysfunction. Right? When people say, that's just who I am. It's not. It's not who you are. It's not who you are. You've been indoctrinated. You've been hurt. You've been pained. You've been wronged. You've put up doors. You've put up walls to keep people out, to keep the feelings out. But they may not be hurting you, but you are choosing to hurt yourself. Many of us think we're healed when we're just less triggered. But being numb, being detached, or being isolated can feel safe because it's predictable, but it's not necessarily healthy. I want you to be healthy. I'm trying to talk to you guys gently. I'm trying not to simply just raise my voice for the sake of it. I want us to be whole. I want us to know that we have power. To truly heal, you have to rebuild. Rebuild? What the hell is that? You have to rebuild your internal safety by learning how to self-regulate, by breathing, by grounding, by checking on your body, by doing the work, by not just listening, by knowing that you are worth it simply because you are here, by asking yourself, are you actually safe right now? Right? Are you safe? And safe from who? Like, are you safe from yourself? And it's okay to create tools. It's okay to create these situations where you understand that you have to do the work. And like I said, I have been here. I have had to cry. I have had to slide down the wall. I have had to go in the shower and scream alone because I was walking in the world as if everything was okay. And inside, I was hurting. But the truth was, I was hurting myself simply because I was too afraid to do the work. And when I tell you guys that I have courage, that is what I am talking about. When I say I have courage, it means that I am willing to do the work even in fear. And that makes me proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. Right? I am proud of myself because I understand that in order to heal, you must grieve who you were in survival. You must choose to become someone you haven't even met yet, and that is scary. You got to learn how to let joy peace, and softness be your identity. Not just strength and resilience. There is nothing wrong with being strong. There is nothing wrong with being resilient, but you got to let joy and peace and softness stand tall and stand proud and stand center in your life. Every day you got to daily reflect. What am I doing today that's aligned with who I want to become, with who I really am, and not what I have had to be? Do you guys hear me? We cannot keep these masks on. The mask has to come off. You have to begin to look in the mirror and see yourself. See yourself who you are without your wounds. Stop defining yourself by what has hurt you. Healing means letting go of the story, not denying that it ever happened. Ain't that some shit? Do you see what that felt like? We're not denying that the story happened, right? We're not just letting go of the story. We are reframing it. We are understanding it. We are picking it apart. We are choosing that what has is not what is, and it's definitely not what it's going to be. You are strong. You are powerful, but you have to stop seeing strength through the lens of brute. Being vulnerable, being able to ask for help, me being able to ask for help, me being able to strip down bare and naked and say, help. I am soft. I was hurt by that. Stop lying. Stop thinking that you can do it all. Stop believing that what has happened to you has happened to everybody. Stop believing that what is toxic is healthy. You know goddamn well it ain't healthy. People saying that, oh, every couple fights. Even if every couple in your sphere fights, what does it feel like? And if it feels bad, you can make a new identity. You can make a new way. You can do things differently. You can give yourself permission to exist in joy, to be joy, to allow joy to go on the journey with you. That is what I want for you. I want you to keep asking yourselves, how do you feel in your body? Not simply just what comes out of your fucking mouth. How do you speak to yourself? Do you speak to yourself kindly? Do you judge others harshly? Because if you judge others harshly, I know you got to be judging yourself harshly, because most times when we are judging other people, it is just a tiny small space in time when we don't got to do our own self fucking work. Stop hiding. Stop being a freaking scaredy cat. Stop believing that you got to exist this way, because I am telling you that you do not have to exist this way. But more importantly, yes, I am telling you guys what you don't have to no longer allow. But that still comes with one truth, one whole truth. You got to do the fucking work. You got to sit with the discomfort in order to grow. You cannot keep retreating into habits that feel safe. And the truth is, it doesn't feel safe. It feels horrible. You are lying to yourself. You are lying to your soul. And then you guys want to go out there and have healthy relationships. You can't have a healthy relationship if you're unhealthy. You can't even have a healthy relationship with yourself if you're unhealthy. Do you guys understand what I am saying? You got to do the work. Whew. I want you guys to understand that I'm consciously trying not to yell today. I'm consciously trying not to preach today because I want today's message to sit in your soul. I want you guys to go back and be able to listen and hear me clearly. I am grateful that you listen, but I want you to stop hiding from the best parts of yourself because they are underneath the trauma. They are underneath the pain. And you are sitting there carrying the pain. And you are carrying the trauma. And you are choosing to walk with it simply because you know how much you are carrying. The unknown is scary. But aren't you scared of having to live like this forever? Aren't you scared of having to live like this shit forever? I don't have anything else to say, guys. I'm tired of talking to you. Bye.